Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Hot Rod Power Tour Day 0, or as I often refer to it as the drive before the drive. You join myself and my compatriot this year, Kerry, in Columbus, Ohio, on the south end, and today we are headed from here to Atlanta, Georgia, which is like 9 hours that way. Fortunately, this year, decided to not be the face of the sun, and we're only looking at like mid 70s to high 70s temperatures today, which should be considerably more comfortable than last time we did this. You and I did it in 2021.
Right. I have to squat to get on camera because you're cutting my head off.
Shut up.
2021 in the AMX was an oven.
Yes.
Not that car's not a rolling easy bake oven to begin with.
Yes. But it will be less like on broil today.
Right. Well, at least I hope so, because you got to keep cool. You know?
Yes. So we have a whole bunch of miles to do. As Kerry mentioned, 1979 AMC Spirit AMX 304, now a 5-speed car, which is really, really great for highway mileage. We're going to test that out now. I just got 0.75 gallons put in this thing so that I am fully topped off and ready to rock and roll. I think I'm somewhere in the 20 mile per gallon range, which is up from 14 when I did this in this car last year. And then Kerry is bringing his 1967 GTO with a 400 and a turbo 400. So you have 2 less gears than I do.
And I have 355.
And more aggressive gears than I do, because I got 287s in the back of that one. This car has not really done any kind of long travel in a very, very long time. Would you say like 30 years?
It sat for 16 years. And probably the last big adventure I had on it was the 90s.
Yeah.
So a good 20 years, 25 years. Maybe.
Okay. So it's been a long time since it's gone anywhere. Brand new Vickers Turbo 400. It's under the floorboard there. This car is reasonably complete, though it looks a little sketch. It is reasonably complete. So Kerry's going to be rolling in comfort. Not so much for me.
Almost everything works.
Yeah, I didn't. Okay, let's all come clean. As far as what I needed to get done on the car yesterday before we left, the lug studs I didn't end up upgrading because they were the wrong shank by a lot. But I did put on some much deeper engaging lug nuts, so my wheels should not fall off on this trip. I did not fix any or replace any of my gauges, so I do not have really any gauges to speak of other than my speedometer, which is completely wrong. I do have fresh oil and reasonably fresh coolant. I don't have any spare parts. Do you bring spare parts?
No.
Did not bring any spare parts. I have oil and a gas can. And I brought some carburetor jets in case we want to jet this thing down because it's running a little rich. But otherwise, we've got a whole day worth of driving to do.
Yeah, I did bring tools.
Oh.
Which is something you don't usually do.
I don't. Yeah, I'm a no protection, no plan ahead kind
And
of guy.
by tools, I mean a tire plug kit and a compressor and a jack.
I don't even have a cigarette lighter.
Oh, I do.
You fancy.
I gotta charge my phone, man.
All right, so we're gonna get on the road, folks. Kerry's got a camera in his car. I've got a camera in my car, so we can monologue as we go, shoot as we go. We do daily videos on this kind of thing, so you will see a day 0, day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then no idea how we're gonna do the day home. But hopefully you guys are going to be interested in coming along with us. Once again, Hot Rod Power Tour 2023, our second journey together. This will be my 3rd consecutive one in this thing. We're going for the 3-peat. For those of you who are hoping I took the Pontiac, sorry.
I took the Pontiac.
He brought a Pontiac. That counts, right? So, all right, guys, we're going to get on the road. We'll see you in a bit. Well, we are officially on the road. Hot Rod Power
real sign, the famous Ohio hell is real sign. Of course hell is real. Hell is Ohio. Hell is also trying to keep up with Austin at, oh, you can't see it, like 3,200 RPM. So, yeah.
Welcome to Ohio, their perpetual land of road construction. Great way to start the day. I don't know if you can hear where this thing is running as far as RPM range goes, but I'm running like 65 miles an hour in fifth gear, and this is as slow as it can go in fifth gear, which is a little weird. It should be great for fuel economy.
So now that we're alone, let's talk about Hot Rod Power Tour, and let's talk about my 67 GTO. So before leaving, the fine folks at Lucore gave this car a great once-over, and Rich did a fantastic job with it. We put a new steering box in it, so now it actually steers, although the steering wheel's a little off-center. But that's something we can fix later on down the road. The car's really kind of untested. I, unfortunately, was a bad owner. For a number of years, I was that guy that had a car under a cover in a driveway that wasn't going to sell, was going to restore it someday. And, well, someday has started to come. I started using the car again. So I'm happy about that. It's running pretty good. I'm running about 190 on the temp gauge and about 73 miles an hour right now. Unfortunately, my speedometer has decided that it left the chat, let's just say. So I'm using the GPS speedometer to track everything. One of the fun things about old cars, though, especially ones with high gear ratios and one-to-one transmissions for top gear, is that everything in a minivan passes you on the highway. And if they can't pass you, man, do they tailgate you. So this is a 1967 GTO. It's a car I bought when I was 19 years old. I'm 45 right now, and it's a work in progress. When I was a senior in high school, they did the first hot rod power tour, and I always wanted to go on it, but that one was from California to Ohio, and I was living in New York at the time. But you know, I finally got to do my first power tour, and I did it with my father in 2019. And it was always my hope to take this car on a hot rod power tour. So I did 2019 with my dad and his Corvette. I did there was no 2020 because of the pandemic. And in 2021, I did it with Austin in the AMX, and that was his first hot rod power tour, and it was a good time. We cooked ourselves thoroughly. That was one of the hottest power tours on record. I think it was 100 at the St. Louis track. The track temperature was something like 115 degrees, even though ambient temperature was like 97. It was pretty terrible. But overall, I'm kind of pleased now to be taking this car. Life kept me from going on 2022's power tour. But, you know, now the car is running well, and hopefully. I haven't had a chance to really test it out yet, which is a shame. It's a good car. In the 90s, I did a quasi frame-off restoration. I took the body off the frame, painted the frame, did all new bushings, new suspension, drop springs, 1.5 in the front, 1 inch in the rear, and rebuilt the engine, transmission, and rear end. And then life got in the way. In 2013, I moved to Ohio, and so the car just sat since then, from basically 2013 until last year when I unearthed it. And you can see Austin and I pulling it out of its cocoon on my YouTube channel, which is Mechanical Advantage Garage. And we've just been working basically to get to this point, to get to Hot Rod Power Tour, where we can actually take the car and go.
expect to run into on Power Tour. Don't my wipers.
There's Austin ahead of me, and yeah, we're just trucking through the rain. The rain's actually kind of good for me because, you know, Pontiacs tend to run hot, and this one's running about 190 right now on the temp gauge, which I don't mind. That's about where it should be. But all this rain may actually bring the temps down to 180. I think it's got a 160 thermostat in it, and it's got an aluminum radiator that I put in. But you know, Pontiacs, the overheat light in these cars doesn't come on till 240. So, you know, if I can keep it under 220, I'm happy. There goes Austin.
Windows are down. Camera equipment is over on that side with all my technology. And there's no window crank. Yes, I can roll the window up, but I have to put the window crank on the door to do it, which I can't do while driving. Welcome to Cincinnati, by the way. This is a temporary thing. It's getting quite, yeah, it's getting real rainy, quite wet in here. Getting really wet, really wet. Come on! I was not prepared for this. I was not prepared for this. Oh. So, another thing, I don't remember if I mentioned that or not, is this car does not have air conditioning. In fact, it doesn't even have fans. There's nothing in there, which means defrost does not work. So, if I roll the windows up and all this humidity, I am going to end up not being able to see out my windshield. By the way, welcome to Kentucky. I don't so let's do some math, shall we? I used 10.425 gallons, and we have gone 185 miles. So right at 18 miles a gallon, essentially. Not bad. Not bad. And again, you know, there were a couple of aggressive accelerations that were in there. But I'm pretty happy with it. Pretty good. Kerry over here. How you doing, Kerry?
Still filling.
Still filling. That's all right. You're only at 13.
What did I say before? She's going to take 16.
You said she's going to take 16. How's she doing so far?
Running great.
Yeah?
She's good. You know.
Oh, she doesn't need that much. 14.
Wait, I can still get more in.
I can shove more in. She's doing great.
I'm just trying to fill the gas hole.
So there we go. Hopefully we're done with the rain for the day. Quick little pit stop for fuels and such. It's still not even food time yet. Probably go another hour, 2 hours before we stop for some gas. So he ended up with 14.7. So
really? It's under what I said.
yeah, not bad.
I put 16 in it last night.
Not bad.
We could have kept going 200 miles.
So
That was just me being nervous about the, what do you call it? The gas gauge.
185 divided by 14.7, 12.5 miles a gallon.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, we'll see you guys back on the road here in just a second. Well, since I'm on Manowar Boulevard, I did make an adult beverage stop because the liquor barn is here. However, it's Sunday in Kentucky, and apparently the liquor store doesn't open until 2 in the afternoon. So I can't get myself any adult beverages, which is annoying. But what we're really truly hoping about here is that Kerry doesn't use this opportunity to have a gigantic open parking lot to do big smoky burnouts and donuts. If you're not familiar with Kerry over at Mechanical Advantage Garage, he has no mechanical sympathy. And he is willing to put vehicles through, specifically his vehicle, through absolute hell. Just because. Not smart. Let's just not do that. I'm going to hope that Kerry doesn't do that. And then we can just continue on to Knoxville. Looks like we could probably pull about 200 miles per tank at this point in time without stressing ourselves out at all. So that's good to know. It means we can push through basically every single day without having to stop for fuel. Come on, GTO. It's alive. All right, back on 75 South. Here we go. All right, southbound and down. On the road again. I love this little car. Such a good car.
Not just getting out and doing stuff in your own car, which I love. I'm not one of these guys that, you know, likes to hang around at shows and collect $8 trophies, you know, $100,000 at a time. I like using my car. I've always loved using my car. And you get out to see America in it. And I think that's probably one of the best parts, right? You know, you get to see small towns, you get to see rolling hills, greenery, you know, big cities. I'm being open, I get it. every nut, every bolt, every whatever. It's always community. It's always people. We're just living the dream. So, speaking of living the dream, now I am in America.
This crazy thing. You know, I'll be honest, Power Tour was on my list of to-dos for a long, long time before Kerry talked me into just has any idea what these are?
AMC Spirit in yellow had red and tan stripes on it.
Inline 6 or V8?
It was a stick.
Good for you.
I still drive a stick.
How random is that? She used to have one of these also. It was in yellow. Well, usually it's people. I remember those from blocking the. I haven't seen one since the. Yeah, this place is packed. There's no way we're doing lunch here. Well, we'll get back on the road. Keep on rolling. We do need to figure out a way to stop here in the semi-near future. Eat lunch because it's about 1:30, and then get a final plan in place for the approach into Atlanta, where we're staying, and if we want to take just the interstates down, or if we want to take some fun roads, because there's some fun roads between here and there. Whether or not we want to take them, there are fun roads between here and there. So we got to figure that out. But back on the interstate, I guess. That's annoying. Busy, busy, busy apparently around here. Blending with traffic, sir.
Show you guys this. It's an abandoned amusement park along the side of the highway here. How crazy is that? And it looks like it's been abandoned for ages.
Well, Lake Norris is that away. My dad is that away. So, Pops, can you watch this video? How's it going? I hope you're enjoying. It's a beautiful day down here in the south. There's a hot rod power tour guy over there. Finally starting to see some of them. It's like a beautiful day. What a comfortable drive too. Definitely the most comfortable drive I ever had. Definitely the most comfortable. For a number of reasons. Anyway, hey Dad. Sorry we can't stop. We gotta keep on hammering. Well, the options for lunch were Cracker Barrel or Hooters. So we chose Hooters. We'll see whether or not that was a good idea here shortly. But we've gone 160 miles or so. We're just north of Knoxville. So we are going to grab some fuel before we get back on the road. And then we've got 235 mile blast down to Fayetteville, Georgia. We are going to be staying the night, and that's probably going to mean another fuel stop between here and there, which is unfortunate, but whatever. Got lunch, got food, got iced tea, which I really needed. I needed some sweet tea and some caffeine. And yeah, let's get some gas, see what I did, get on the road. So I'll see you in a second. Just got to go over there. Well, gas is way freaking cheaper here. $3.86 a gallon. I think it was like $4.50, $4.60 a gallon. Something like that when we stopped at Man of War. So 9 gallons, we did 160 miles, so just shy of, yeah, right where I need to be. Yeah, buddy, we're doing good. Doing good. All right, on the road again. Time to get some blasting done. Unfortunately, as I look over yonder, on I-75, it's going rather slow. So I think we're going to get stuck in some Sunday evening traffic in Knoxville. Whatever, it is what it is. Onward. Got another 3 hours to go still. All right. Traffic. So let's do 640 west around Knoxville on the west side. And do one of these down towards Chattanooga and down to Atlanta. Sounds about right. Bit of a crisis of conscience here because just south of Knoxville is 129, also known as Tail of the Dragon, which it would be awesome to do Tail of the Dragon in this car. But it would add an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes into our drive. Plus it's probably busy on the tail, so be in our hotel no later than 9, and if we did that Tail of the Dragon with no problems and just going as it goes, it put us back in our hotel at like 8:15, which is cutting it really close. Also, let's be honest, probably not a great idea to push our cars that hard before day one even starts. So no Tail of the Dragon, but I have something in store. I do have something fun in store for the last day. I'm gonna have some fun in this car. I promise you I will have some fun in this car. 640 west side of Knoxville, doing one of these. Head down towards Chattanooga, and then hang a left and go towards Atlanta. Southbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Got Kerry back there still. He got 12.5 miles per gallon again. I'm right at 19. And that's without like trying to hypermile it. That's just kind of cruising. So very happy with the 5-speed upgrade. Still super comfortable in here. Very, very happy so far. Just in case something catastrophic happens in the very near future, just ramped onto 40 and 75, and I heard a bang, bang, bang underneath my car. It sounded like a spring. I have no idea what that would be. The car seems like it's behaving okay. Maybe I ran over something I didn't see in the road. Maybe, hopefully. Power tour continues. Sign back there said heavy congestion ahead, so least I've made it to second gear this time. This is the West Hills area of Knoxville, which is a very, very busy area of Knoxville. So it is what it is. I mean, we're on 40 and 75, so two enormous interstates run together for a while. It happens. It's annoying that it happens in the middle of the afternoon on a Sunday, but just imagine how much fun this would be during a weekday. Screwing with my timetable. Got to get in Atlanta. Oh, I was just talking to Jay, Irish Outlaw Garage. He just sent me a message that they are now in Atlanta and stuck in insane traffic in Atlanta. So, yippee skippy. That'll be great when we finally get there. If you've never been to Atlanta, by the way, the traffic sucks. All the time. Doesn't matter. All the time it sucks. So we'll see how it is when we pull into town 7:30, 8 o'clock or so. Anyway, see you guys in a bit. We'll get out of traffic. Should be doing one of these things towards Chattanooga here shortly. Crossover situation. So we're back to highway cruising speeds. It is absolutely gorgeous outside. Like 80 degrees, partly cloudy, blue skies. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. As far as I'm concerned, if we could have this for the next 2 or 3 months, I'm good with it. So we are, let's see, what's the GPS say? We are 3 hours and 9 minutes from Atlanta, well, Fayetteville, which puts us there at like 7:30. So, still doing okay. I really would have loved it on Tail of the Dragon. I think this car would be a blast on Tail of the Dragon, but it would have possibly put us too late to get to our hotel, and then we would have into Georgia, and I swear it just got 20 degrees hotter. The humidity is through the roof. I don't even want to look at what the temperature feels like. It is insanely hot here. Just dropping out of Chattanooga into Georgia, like, it feels like it went up 20 degrees. Anyway, we finally saw some more power tours. I think I got some more up ahead. So, just FYI, anybody who sees us out and about on any of these days as we're driving, I am going to try to get rolling shots of you, and I will try to get you included in our video. That's what it's all about, right? Sharing the experience with everybody. So if you see me coming by, wave, give me a peace sign, thumbs up, flip me off, whatever you want to do. I'll do my best to get you the video. Keep on hammering. Bucky's coming up.
I wonder if he's going to power tour. Probably not, although I have seen weirder cars on power tour and imports too. There was a Mark IV Supra once that was kind of awesome.
For those of you who haven't seen it, there's a conversation on Facebook in our Hot Rod Power Tour group about how much more difficult a drive this is without air conditioning, especially when we keep going through the deep south in June. It's very, very difficult. It's part of the experience for sure. It's part of the journey that you're not comfortable, that it's 120 degrees in the car. Today has been good, basically all the way up until like Georgia. But yeah, it's hot. Anyway, Bucky's is right over yonder. Looks like Bucky's Calhoun. If you've never been to a Bucky's, it's a hell of an experience. It's like a strip mall that just sells gasoline. But they also do have non-ethanol fuel, which is nice. So I'll put some real dino juice in this guy. Let it sit for a little bit. Maybe grab myself a cool beverage. See if maybe they sell some Bucky's brand earbuds. But we're close. Only got about an hour and 15 minutes left to go. Somewhere in that range. So far so good. We'll see where we are on the oil on Kerry's GTO also. That's kind of the elephant in the room. We probably don't want to talk about that. Yeah. Matter of fact, Austin, just don't talk about that. Whole bunch of power tours over yonder. All of them at Bucky's. That's not a big surprise. This place is nuts, by the way, if you've never been here. Yes, this is a gas station. Yeah. Alright, let's see if we can find ourselves some stalls. Get some fuel. Except for I'm stuck behind an RV. Let's do a little jig. Doing a jig. Going around. Here is the complete and total shit show that is Bucky's. people. They can't follow instructions. They can't move anything. Definitely can't handle moving a truck and a trailer. All of the worst of humanity, plus gas and fudge and a bunch of stuff inside that you want to have. So it's like a truck stop for normal people without the manners of truckers. And 100 gas pumps. Buc-ee's. And it's just a never-ending line of cars coming in here. What a place, what a place. Again, this is a gas station, folks. A gas station. It does not get any more America than this. This is peak America. Excess, ease of use, things you don't need, maximum consumerism. This is all the America you can handle. All right, so we ended up with a little impromptu car show and pre-power tour meet in the parking lot at Buc-ee's. Met a lot of cool guys, hung out for a little bit, made sure all of our fluids and everything are good. Coolant levels are perfect, oil levels are perfect, everything's good. It is now currently 7:30. We are 1 hour and 28 minutes away from our hotel that we are supposed to check in at by 9 p.m. or we lose our reservations. So, let's just hope that Atlanta traffic isn't a thing on Sunday evening. And we still have to get out of Buc-ee's parking lot. As you can tell, I'm not going anywhere. But I did get some chocolate chip cookie dough, frozen chocolate chip cookie dough, which was quite tasty. So that's good. Semi trucks, not allowed, right? Not allowed at Buc-ee's. However, RV towing a trailer or a truck or a whatever, totally fine. Welcome on in. Like these guys with these 3-car trailers in a long bed dually super cab. Come on in. This guy here. Come on in. This place is a nightmare. I just want to get out of here.
away from our hotel. Looks like we're going to make it. Just as the sun is setting, light is fading. Little AMX did just great. Very proud of this car. I love this thing. GTO is doing pretty well, all things considered, especially given it hasn't been driven hard or on a long drive in forever. I'm very excited for Kerry to get to take that thing on Power Tour. This is definitely a bucket list moment for him. I know he's always dreamed of being able to take that car on Power Tour since he bought it in the 90s when he was a kid. So it's awesome to see. When we get to the hotel, we'll wrap up this night. I'll start editing so you guys can watch this in the morning for official day one. But I would say at this point in time, I'm very happy. Wasn't without its complications. That rainstorm was super fun. But we're in Atlanta. And we might be going to Summit first thing in the morning. Let's get to the hotel. We'll wrap this sucker up.
Oh, well, folks, that's a wrap for day 0 of Hot Rod Power Tour 2023. Finished off my editing. Had some tacos. Well, did some tacos, then finished off my editing. It is currently 3:43 in the morning. I got to render this and then get it uploaded, which will take a long time. So you guys will be able to see this in the morning. And that's what it takes to get this done, to get these videos done on a daily basis. I think I started editing at 10:30, so 5 hours and 20 minutes. Something like that. But anyway, I love bringing these things to you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Hopefully you've enjoyed the first video of Hot Rod Power Tour 2023 from me here at Lucore Automotive. From Kerry and myself, thank you very much for watching. We really appreciate you guys watching the channel and supporting us and coming along on our journey. So day 1 tomorrow, well today, in a couple of hours, is here in Atlanta. So we'll see you guys in Atlanta. And we'll go from there. So like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Whew. Man, this process is rough. And they said, be a famous YouTuber is easy. It's great. See you guys tomorrow. Well, later today. Whatever, you know what I mean. See ya.